Okay, so here's my analysis. And as compared to Ocarina of Time, I feel like Ocarina of Time is like an extroverted story of Link, where it's like it's like saving the kingdom. It's like very like all about action and stuff.
Yeah.
But Majora's Mask is like the introverted.
Yeah.
It's like going into Link's psyche because so the game starts with him searching for his friend, for Navi, and then he runs into like, Skull Kid, and Skull Kid is like Link's shadow, which is another idea he has, like in your unconsciousness.
Wow, yeah.
Because
it's a lot of Jung, yeah.
Like it's like the symbolism is like right there, because Link is like the normal kid. Skull Kid is like he has like darkness in him, and he has the dark fairy, and Link has the light fairy.
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, that's very distinct. Wow.
And then you like get sucked down in that world, which is like, it's whatever. Again, this is just like my theory, but it's like it's like the whole game is like working out Link's like psychological like problems basically. And the moon is like obviously like a shadow version of like the sun or whatever. So it's like a representation of like like if the sun is like a representation for like rebirth and stuff, like the moon is like the pressure to what did I write? Like it's like the pressure to like change basically, because like if you don't, then you're like gonna be screwed. Like like that's like how, at least how he talks about, like, that him and Freud were obviously like kind of started in the field of just like examining like schizophrenics and that kind of stuff, like people who were like really abnormal psychologically, and that his thought was like, when that stuff is coming out, it's like the unconscious trying to like, it's like it has gotten so out of whack with your like conscious side of yourself that it's like taking control or like trying to push you in a certain direction that like you can't go consciously or whatever.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what's happening. And then, I mean, like you were saying, how it's kind of about like Link growing up, that in Ocarina of Time, what Navi says about Skull Kid is that like is this what happens to kids who wander in the forest? It looks like he doesn't like grown-ups. So it's like and Skull Kid is like, as you learn about him through the cutscenes and stuff, it's like he's just like this lucky, like, what's the phrase? Happy-go-lucky. Like he's just like going around like playing tricks on everybody. Like he's like not. He's just like a kid. Just like being a trickster and like kind of like a bad kid, basically, like doing graffiti and stuff. But he's not like a bad person. But then Link, on the other hand, is like he just like helps people and like is like trying to restore order into everything. And then obviously like the Majora's Mask kind of like unleashes that on like a wider scale of like just like causing chaos. That's everywhere you go. So then in the end, Link like obviously faces Skull Kid and Majora's Mask and like defeats it. And that's like him like defeating, like overcoming his like shadow and stuff. And
but he doesn't destroy his shadow. He ends up, the shadow becomes his friend.
Exactly. Yeah. He reunites with it, which is like
exactly.
Which is like what Jung was like trying to get his patients to do. Is like not like fight your unconscious, but like like become like whole, essentially. Like become a whole person.
I mean, that's almost like what you were saying about the futility of like his altruism throughout this game. He's going around like just like constantly trying to help everybody, but everyone is poisoned because he is not in like alignment with his shadow.
He has to help himself first. And then I took the ending as so Skull Kid, it turns out, is like not like the villain, right? And he was actually friends with the giants. And they like, so it's like they don't like, because when you save the last giant, he says like, save our friend or something like that.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but like doesn't explain what that means. And then you find
wow.
out that he's like, oh, they didn't forget about me.
Mm.
And so that brings it back to what the beginning of the game, which is Link looking for Navi, his friend.
Yeah.
And the mask salesman is like friends, like you might like have to say goodbye, but that doesn't mean like you're never gonna meet them again.
Mm-hmm.
And so like Navi hasn't forgotten you, Link. That's what he learns. Like even though she's gone.
Oh my gosh.
And then like it ends with him like seemingly continue to like going through the forest, but then there's like the carving with all of them together, and it's like he's made whole.